Okay, let's start with more examples in loops. I'm opening this CPP editor. I'm doing double click here. Yeah, let's see first of all what is infinite loop. Infinite means ideally in mathematics we see something called infinite. Infinite means it never ends. Something like uh, 2.33333, that means we'll put some dash at the on the top, and then we'll keep right that now infinite loop. Infinite loop means it never ends. Let's see what is infinite loop. Let's comment these things for some time. Suppose a equals to 5, a equals to 1, while a greater than 0. Printf percent %ld comma a. Okay, if I run this program, this a value is always greater than 0. It's fine, na? So condition checks, always condition checks. There is no incrementing here. You see, there is no incrementing. In this case, this we can name this as a infinite loop. It will never end. There is no break or something here. A value is 1, always a value is greater than 0. This is called infinite loop. Save, and then let's do /n, print all the output in new line. Just execute, compile and run. You will see it will never end. It will print 1111. It is print until close. This is called infinite loop. If you want to do something like a plus plus, yeah, this is also, you just save it and then execute, compile and run. Now 1 2 3, you see number. That's it. Okay, I just do close that. This is called infinite loop. It never ends. Then how can you make this as a something like normal loop? You need to control the loop by giving the proper statement, proper condition. Enter number. You can do something like I, then I equals to 1, I less than a, something. Enter number means, and let it be proper naming convention. This is I plus plus, print I. Save. Now this is a proper loop. It has some end statement, proper end statement. This is not infinite loop. Let's run this one. It will print numbers between from 1 to n, 1 to given number. It will print simply print numbers. How? I is equal to 1. Again, suppose if I enter 5, 1, it will print 1, 1 plus plus means 2. Again 2 less than 5. N means 5 na? 2 less than 5, correct. It will print. And the incrementing 3 less than 5, correct. It will print. 4 like 5 like this. After 6, yeah, 6 less than 5, no, false. It will come out. Now execute, compile and run. It will print, it is printing 1 to 4. How I can give less than or equal to so that it will print until 5. Execute, compile and run. 5. Yeah, it's print right. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want to count the first n numbers. Count the first n numbers. This program is to print sum of first n numbers. This is the program. How can you print? Just to do sum equal to 0. You can initialize here. You can do sum equals to sum plus I. That means if I give 5, na, it will do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. How much it is coming? You can print here. Sum of all numbers equals to %LD. Just save. Execute, compile and run. Just 5. Sum of all numbers is 6. How come? Oh, I kept I here, not sum. That's why it is. It should be we are printing the value of this sum, not I. Execute, compile and run. Oh, let's close this. Execute, compile and run. You see, you do sum all these things, you will get 5. Now I want to calculate average. Then you need to declare comma avg average. Here average equals to sum by n. Printf average of all numbers equals to, you just %LD average. Save, execute, compile and run. See, average is 3. This fine na? Average means sum by number of variables. That's what the average is equal as the average of all numbers is 3. Okay, let's see prime number. Let's see the I want to print something like if I give number 12, I want to print all the factors of that number. Now print factors. Program to print factors. Suppose mm, suppose 12. If I n equals to 12, if I enter n equal to 12, what is the factors of 12? 2, 4, 6, 3, 12, comma 1. Okay, these are all the factors. All these, if you divide 2 by 12, if you divide by 2, it will give remainder get 0. If you divide by 4, 12 by 4, 0. remainder is 0. 12 by 6, remainder is 0. 12 by 3, remainder is 0. 12 by 12, remainder. I want to print all these factors. Then how to do? Yeah, then we need to traverse. Suppose if I put n, enter number, and then let's. This is not required, and then okay. I am parsing till number 0 to n. We need to check na each and every whatever the number is divisible, everything. Whatever the number is divisible and everything that needs to be printed. If n n percentile I equals to 0, then only print. Slash t means it will give some space, something, or else you can let's do slash t, how it works. I'm printing if the remainder of each number I means it will be something like it will be rotating. It will come I is equal to 1 now. Now I plus plus means 2. I value is 1 not first. I is equal to 2. Again I is equal to 3. Again I plus plus 4. That means I value will be increased, and then n will be the given number. That won't increase. This is only logic. If n percentile I equals to 0 means if any number I will check between this I value will get increased 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Now I n percentile 1 is equal to 0. Yeah, true. It will print 1. Again 2. 12 percentile 2 equal to 0. Yeah, it will print. It satisfies. And then 3, it will print because the 12 percentile 3 equal to 0. Correct. Like that. And then 4, it will print 5. 12 percentile 5 equals to 0. No, it will give something 2. Remainder will be 2. Correct. Then let me check, tell you with a proper understanding of this percentile. You see 12, 5 by 12. What is the remainder come here? 5 or 2s are 10. The remainder will be 2. This should be 0. This should be 0 means we are checking only this one. That is called percentile. 5 percentile 2 means we'll get the remainder 2. Now what we want? It should be divisible. Then only those are factors. Okay, save. And then let's run this program. It will print factors as well. Suppose I enter 12. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. All these are factors. This is a slash t space, tab space. If you press tab when suppose if I press 1, I press tab here. I press 2. I press tab button. I press 3. I press tab button. I press 4 button. Yeah, this is the tab button. Slash t means tab. If you want to give space, you can give space also. Save. And then You can do run, execute, compile and run. Just 12 or 16, let it be. You see, 1 2 4, say we got, I have given space for each and everything. That's why we are able to print space. If you keep slash n, it will print vertically. Without a slash n, it will print horizontally. Whatever number you give, that will come. If you give 100 also, you will get factors for 100. These are only factors of 100. Now I want to print prime numbers. Prime number, what is the prime number thing? If the any number has only two factors, that number is prime number. Two factors means one and that's the number itself. That's it. That is only the prime number thing. If if any number that has only two factors, that is only prime number. Now what we will do in the for the prime number? I'll loop this one. I want to print prime numbers between 1 to 10, 1 to 100. Then how? I can take something other loop, something like j. Then for j equals to 1, j less than n, j plus plus. I'm just doing for, okay, instead of while. These are all inside while. Okay. Now j is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6. It will go 1 to n. Now in the inside this one, instead of n place will occupy, j will occupy n place. Okay, in this case, let's do some more thing. Count. Now every time I am checking whether how many factors are there. Count equals to 0. Now instead of printf %ld, what I will do, count equals to count plus 1. You see what count does. Suppose 12. Let's see 12. How many factors are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 factors are there. Then in this case count equals to 6. Correct? Now, yeah. Now count value of 12 is 6 factors. This count is count the number of factors. Now what is the prime number situation? If count equals to 2, 2 means I want only two factors. If any number has only two factors, that is called for a prime number. Now printf %ld, comma j. I already told you na n place j will occupy. That's why here also we need to give j. Okay, in the n place j will come each and every time. Here first of all j equals to 1. Again it will check whether the how many factors are there for that j. Either 1 or 12, 1 2 3 4 5. Each number it will checks how many factors count means factors. How many factors are there? Suppose n equals to 12 means 4 fact 1 2 3 6 factors are there. Then we are checking only count equals to 2, then only print. Then remaining things we are not we don't want that. We want only prime numbers, thus as only 2 factors. Let's run this program, save, execute, compile and run. Just I want to print factors from 1 to 100. You see all these are prime numbers. One is also prime number, na? One is not printing. Forget about one. See all the remaining, all are prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. All are prime numbers. You can print prime numbers between 1 to 1000 also. That's up to you. Okay, next your homework will be print prime factors. Suppose if I enter something like um, if I enter in number equals to 35, you have to print only prime factors. 35, there will be 35 factors will be 1 2 3, suppose 12. Suppose this, let's see this example. I want to print only prime factors. In this, what are prime factors? 1 2 3. Only I should have output only 1 2 3. I should not want 6 and 12. Okay, print prime factors. That is your homework for tomorrow.